to start front right, Mike.
Good morning, Duke. Good morning, Sam. It's a twofold question, Duke. I want to give it to you first, and then Sam, if I can follow. Last night, from my count, you guys hit the post 3 times. So was it just missed opportunities last night? Not to take anything away from Vegas, but you guys had your chances.
Yeah, we did, but at the same time, I just felt like we got a lot better to product on the ice. After 10 days off, you expect a little rust, but for the most part, we can't just look at those 3 posts. We got to look at the overall, and we can do way better.
Sam, if I can ask you this, and I asked Paul this question. After the game, I heard the Vegas Knights say that, more than one player say this, that you guys were trying to bait them last night. But this is the physical style of play we have seen all season long and through these playoffs. And Paul said, we're not going to let up on how we've been playing.
No, we're not. We're trying to execute our same game plan. I don't think we're going in anywhere intentionally trying to bait guys. We're trying to play a hard game. I think staying out of the box is another thing of emphasis for us that we need to put on our game as well. And I think we got to play that line. We're trying to play an aggressive game, in your face game, and we're trying to play on that line for sure.
Right side, Emily.
Emily Benjamin, NHL.com. This is for Anthony. You've obviously had a number of stops in your career. What has it been about this stop that has worked for you and sort of fit? And what has the impact of playing with Barkov been on you?
Yeah, you just mentioned it, playing with a guy like that. Obviously a world-class player, top 3 in my mind in the world, and he's made my job so much easier. Coming in here, I just got a great opportunity when I came down here, and lucky enough to be part of a great team, and just wanted to make South Florida a home for myself when I got there, and I did just that, and just a matter of keep on going.
Right side, Jameson.
For Duke, obviously we didn't get to talk to you after the game last night. First goal in the Stanley Cup final for you. It's one of those dream your whole life moment type thing. Just what did it feel like to get the goal, especially in that moment with how big that goal was at the time?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great feeling to see that puck go in, obviously. Like you mentioned, just to tie it up before going into the third, it's huge. Just carrying that momentum. And, it's one of those things you dream about your whole life. And, you're finally here, so you don't want to take nothing for granted.
Go ahead, David.
Sam, what was the challenge of going from Carolina's penalty kill to Vegas's, and how can you guys get just better against it as the series goes on?
I think going into series, there's so much kind of anticipation, and once you get in it, you can kind of see yourselves there. You can learn from it. Really liked our adjustments after game 1, in that Carolina series. So there's definitely things we can learn from. Where the space is, where we can kind of attack and find those opportunities. So there's definitely opportunity to get better, and I fully expect us to.
Front right, Mike.
Anthony and Sam, one for each of you. Anthony, we were talking the other day about you negotiating your own contract, and wanted to follow up on that. Bill Zito, Paul Krupelka are former agents. What was that experience like, kind of going head-to-head with them, and any funny stories about that? And Sam, the other thing I wanted to ask you, I still remember like yesterday, 2014 at Madison Square Garden, you and Ekblad, Draisaitl, Bennett coming in as top prospects and getting to be at a Stanley Cup final, meeting the players, things like that. The prospects are doing that tomorrow. Is it amazing that it has come full circle for you, that you're here, 9 years later, and what do you think it'll be like for them?
Yeah, no funny stories, but, Bill was the first GM to reach out, as soon as free agency opened, and, obviously we have that connection with Columbus, and, it was a great experience. Wouldn't change anything, to be honest. Just having the opportunity to talk to multiple GMs around the league, just tell them my story, just get a feel for, what my market is around the league, and just to, get a feel for what they're thinking about me as a player, as a person, and just trying to explain, where I'm coming from, and, how my career has been. So it was a great experience, and looking forward to do it again.
Yeah, in terms of the prospects, it goes by fast. It's year whatever it is now, and it feels like yesterday that I was in New York watching them in LA go at it. So, you know, I think just don't take anything for granted. You know, I certainly am not being in this position now. You know, I think you look back at that whole draft year. There's so much going on. There's you know, these guys are hockey players. That's all they know. And there's so much of the business side now that they're being pulled around different city to city, in meetings, interviews for the first times in their lives. There's so much going on that they're kind of uncomfortable with. But, you know, watching that game, being in New York, that was kind of the best memory from that whole experience. I think looking back now.
Left side, second row.
Hi, this is for Sam. Why has the relationship between the players and Paul Maurice worked so well? What's special about Paul?
I think there's a lot of trust there. You know, you guys see it. There's so much confidence in the way he conducts himself, and when he speaks, there's so much passion. I think the players sense that right from the beginning. The trust, like I said, in his systems that he's providing us, his adjustments have been second to none. So we've got all the confidence in the world of him, and you know, I think it's mutual. It goes both ways. So you know, we appreciate that as well.
On the right side, Nick.
Anthony, I'm writing about Shea Theodore. Before his goal, I think you block a shot. I'm sure you're still in pain. Puck comes back to him. You give him no space. I don't know how you could defend it better, and he's still able to spin away. Could you describe that play, or just how difficult he is to defend?
Yeah, he's obviously a very shifty player. You know, he's one of their most skilled defensemen, I would think, and you know, he's been doing that his whole career. I know him pretty well. You know, playing World Juniors with him a couple years back, but you know, obviously in pain, try to do my best to get a stick on it. But again, he's obviously a world-class talent, and yeah, just great play by him.
Front left, Ryan.
Ryan Clark, ESPN. This question's for both of you. When you look at what you were able to do in the third period last night, you were able to sustain and get shots and create pressure. Like, what did you like about all that? But also, like, what was it like trying to find an opening against Hill where it seemed like there were times that there kind of weren't many?
You know, I think every series is so much different. You know, they're obviously a lot different than Carolina. So, you know, I think you can only watch so much video. I think it takes you getting into a game to kind of experience it and get familiar with what they're doing. So, you know, I think just as much pace as you can get. You know, they're collapsing so well. They're so good at defending. Their defensemen are so big. So, you know, I think the more movement you can get, you know, around the outside and then attack the inside with bodies there, makes it difficult on them. So, you know, that's obviously, you know, something we're going to try and build on, you know, into game 2.
To pick up on that idea of what you learn over the course of a series the other day, could you talk about what you learned in the previous series of playing Boston and Toronto and Carolina that helped as you went on? Anything stand out of any of those?
I mean, just sticking with our game. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on in the series, what's going on in the game. We want to make sure that, you know, we keep playing our system and you know, keep grinding, keep putting pucks deep, and you know, keep driving that net, and just looking for those second and third opportunities. You know, with Vegas, they got, you know, big bodies back there. They like to box out, so we got to make sure we find a way to, you know, get inside and, you know, just trying to create more opportunities, try to create more chaos in front of Hill.
Take a few more in English. On the left side, Tracy.
Tracy Myers, NHL.com. Sam, this is for you. You're a good friend, Jack Eichel. Just what it's like to go against him on the other side, and you know, do you even talk around this time, or just to both be on the same stage right now?
It's awesome. I mean, he's you know, you talk before, you're gonna talk after. Everything's gonna be fine regardless what happens. But right now, and you know, as the series is going on, it's just another team over there with 23 guys you're not very close with. So that's where it's at for the next couple of weeks.
On the right side, third row.
Sam, Willie Ramirez for the Associated Press. You mentioned earlier about staying to your game. Paul did also. In terms of physicality, But as they're scoring and you're sticking to your game and the third period gets a little more heated, forget about baiting them. How difficult, is there a fine line in not baiting yourselves to sort of get frustrated with your physicality to make sure, is there a fine line between physicality and frustration with how you guys play?
Absolutely, for sure, no question. Like I said, you're trying to play on that edge, without going over it. And they're a team that when they have a lead, it's tough to come back on. They lock it up that much more. They're comfortable with the lead. That's where they want to be. So it's never easy trying to come back in a game against them.
Last question in English, left side, Sergey.
Sergey Feldman, NHL.com International. For both of you, please. Last night, Coach was talking about how everybody just needs to breathe and calm down. Today, he's out here saying growl is the last thing that you guys need from him at this point. How much do you take your cues from him? How much does this disposition rub off on you guys and make an impact on how you approach the preparation and the game itself?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely gotta listen to him. He's got so much experience. He's been here before, and for ourselves, we're a pretty loose group just overall, and it's just one game. So I mean, for us, we've been in this position before. He's totally right. Let's just everyone calm down and learn from last night. Watch a little video today, and just have fun. You're in this position. It could be once in a lifetime opportunity. So make the most of it, and just move on, and have a short memory.
Sam, thank you for your time. You could hop off. Anthony will take a few in French. They're all in the back left.
Ouais, salut Anthony, tu t'en parlais un petit peu de l'aspect de physique, mais en même temps de pas trop s'emporter pour tomber dans l'indiscipline. Est-ce que c'est le bout le plus important pour vous là, à l'approche du match numéro 2?
Oui, évidemment. Regarde, c'est une équipe qui peut te faire payer sur l'avantage numérique. On a vu hier, spécialement sur la route, il faut rester un peu plus discipliné. Regarde, ils ont beaucoup de talent. On a vu hier juste le but de marcher sur, juste une belle passe de Stevenson, même si il y avait deux gars sur lui, quand même faire de la passe, mais en même temps, juste demain, il faut travailler plus avec nos jambes, puis moins avec notre hockey.
En même temps, Anthony, on a vu hier plusieurs escarmouches là, après les coups de sifflet, du petit picossage. Jonathan Marchessault a qualifié ça de cochonnerie. Ça fait-tu partie un peu du plan de match aussi d'essayer de leur rentrer dans la tête puis de peut-être les sortir un peu de leur plan de match?
Des fois, regarde, il y a beaucoup d'émotions. Rendu en finale, regarde, on va voir ça. Comme Marchi a dit, des cochonneries, on va le voir beaucoup. Alors, en même temps, il faut rester calme, il faut rester discipliné, comme j'ai dit. Et puis, juste pas rentrer dans la ligne où tu vas causer une pénalité.
Salut Anthony. Contre la Caroline et contre Toronto, vous avez quand même pas mal été en contrôle tout le long. À quel point la première ronde contre les Bruins, la façon dont ça s'est déroulé, l'adversité, ça vous place dans une position maintenant où vous êtes capable de dealer avec ça sans exagérer le déficit de 0-1 quand même?
Ouais, je veux dire, chaque série, on a appris quelque chose. Et puis, comme tu as mentionné, juste avoir cette expérience-là en première ronde, perdre le premier match sur la route, on a appris beaucoup de ça. Et puis, on a vu comment on a rebondi de ça, match numéro 2 à Boston. Et puis, je dirais même chose contre Toronto, quand on était 3-0 à la maison, on était un peu trop confortable. Et puis, on a appris une leçon là aussi. Alors, regarde, pour se rendre ici, il faut que tu apprennes des choses. Et puis, on a tout vu jusqu'à date. Là.
Last question.
Anthony, une petite dernière en terminant. La journée média, on a parlé beaucoup de ton parcours qui n'a pas été évident. On a parlé de ton retour de blessure cette année. Est-ce que hier soir, pendant l'échauffement, pendant l'hymne national ou à un moment donné, dans ta préparation de match, tu t'es donné un 10-15 secondes pour réaliser que tu étais à ton premier match de série finale de Coupe Stanley?
Ouais, une couple de fois. Une couple de fois.
Peux-tu me donner des exemples de ça?
Ouais, juste avant le match, rentrer à l'aréna, c'est sûr que c'est un différent feeling. Regarde, t'es humain aussi, là, tu le sais, t'es dans le gros stage et puis dans la période de réchauffement, t'es vraiment pompé, beaucoup d'énergie. Et puis, quand la game commence, c'est juste la game. Alors, mais avant la game, c'est sûr que Il fallait que je me claque les doigts des fois. Je suis pas dans un rêve, mais honnêtement, c'est tellement une belle expérience et puis je suis content d'être ici.
Thank you for your time, Anthony.
Thank you.